morning. I'm Brent Adams here with your Rural Strong Morning Ag Report for this Monday, September 25th, the 268th day of 2023. Leading off the headlines this morning, the ethanol industry told the EPA's Science Advisory Board that there's no science in its claim that corn ethanol has minimal climate benefits compared with gasoline. Renewable Fuels Association head Jeff Cooper challenged the EPA Science Board's claim that science on corn ethanol's climate benefits is questionable. Cooper argues the research on ethanol and climate is extensive.
From the Department of Energy, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, University of Illinois, DOE's National Renewable Energy Laboratory, University of Toronto, California Air Resources Board. I could go on and on and on. There's been a lot of analysis done in the last decade around corn ethanol's carbon footprint, and it all comes out in relatively the same place between a 40 and 50% GHG reduction.
But Cooper says the EPA board, with no biofuel scientists, but only one from the Environmental Defense Fund, used limited research.
The Science Advisory Board really highlighted one study from the University of Wisconsin by a guy named Tyler Lark to provide support for their argument that there just isn't enough known about corn ethanol's carbon footprint. And it could be that corn ethanol doesn't reduce GHGs at all.
The Science Advisory Board also suggested the facts around cropland expansion are hard to pin down. But Cooper noted EPA's own reviews show a steep downward trend in cropland since 2007, urging the Science Board to go back to the drawing board to see what's really happening in today's corn ethanol industry. Well, American farmers and ranchers were in Washington, D.C. last week to state their opposition to the EATS Act. The Ending Agricultural Trade Suppression Act was introduced by Iowa Republican Representative Ashley Hinson and Senator Roger Marshall, a Republican from Kansas. Groups like the Organization for Competitive Markets Action, and several others said that the act would nullify more than 1,000 state and local agriculture laws. Those laws are in place to protect communities from a number of issues like invasive pests and livestock diseases. The absence of local regulations would create an environment in which foreign conglomerates could rapidly expand across all 50 states. Deborah Mills, a director with the Organization for Competitive Markets, said that if EATS is included in the upcoming farm bill, it could mark the end of the family farm as we know it. The organizations also advocated for the inclusion of Opportunities for Fairness in Farming Act. Well, Friday's USDA Cattle on Feed report shows cattle numbers continuing to fall. More from USDA Radio's Gary Crawford.
USDA is out with its report on cattle feedlot activity during August. No surprises in it.
The numbers lined up pretty well with industry expectations.
USDA livestock analyst Mike McConnell, the trade expected lower numbers. That's what they got. August feedlot marketing's down 6% from August a year ago. Placements into feedlots down 5%, leaving the nation's feedlot inventory September 1st at 11.1 million head, down 2%. Mike McConnell says there's nothing in this report indicating any future buildup of the herd. In fact,
overall, the report continues the narrative that supplies outside of feedlots are relatively tight. And that's really what we're seeing in terms of, increasing prices for feeder cattle as the number of both placements and markings are declining year over year.
He mentioned feeder prices. This past week, USDA's benchmark price at Oklahoma City was $2.49 a hundredweight. Last year at this time, only $1.74. Gary Crawford for the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Well, new innovation sprint proposals and new partners have until month's end to be entered into the Global Agriculture Innovation Mission for Climate. Here with the details is USDA Radio's Rod Bain.
What's the latest news from the Agriculture Innovation Mission for Climate? The U.S. United Arab Emirates co-chaired AIM for Climate initiative sponsors a webinar the last week of September on the Food Systems and Agriculture Innovation Agenda, highlighting the upcoming United Nations COP28 ministerial. And as Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack noted at a recent Foreign Policy Food Forum,
there's a deadline. We're submitting the next iteration of innovation sprints September 29th. It's also the deadline for new government partnerships. We have 53 countries that are now participating in AIM for Climate. We want to make sure that additional partners get their willingness to join with us prior to September 29th.
Dialogue on innovations and progress continues among AIM for Climate partners, according to UAE Minister for Climate Change and the Environment, Miriam Al-Mahari.
To be able to share and say, we've got this innovation here, we've got this seed that works here. This is, for me, the true essence of what AIM for Climate is all about.
I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
Well, global agricultural chemical company UPL is committed to reminding growers about the benefits of mental and physical well-being out on the farm, especially as harvest is now underway for most. Kathy Dotag, an extension professional in the School of Social Work at the University of Missouri Extension Service, says prioritizing your health is more important now than ever.
Particularly at this time of the year, it's harvest time, lots of stress. There's lots of things going on in families, back to school, new sports, too many kids and too many different things. And of course, the things that we can't prioritize are the things that we can't control. What we need to do is to think about what works best for the individuals and for their families, like get up perhaps a bit earlier when it might be a quiet time, getting off the tractor or the combine just for a quick break, just working those kinds of things, really paying close attention to our bodies.
She talks about the warning signs of mental and physical distress that growers and their families should look out for.
If individuals are sleeping too much or not sleeping, if they're eating or drinking too much or not eating, are they more irritable? Do they, if you will, fly off the handle more quickly? Is there a change in their mood? Another thing that's incredibly important, and that's to think about isolation. Are they not doing things they used to be doing? Like, do they go to the coffee shop once a week or so? Are they usually going to church or to some kind of organization? They've quit doing that. So we're really looking at changes in behavior.
It's important to remember that those signs involve significant changes in behavior.
There's a wonderful option that we have that has just gone into effect. In fact, we're right now at the 1-year anniversary, and that's 988. It is the Suicide and Crisis Prevention Line. It's going to be video, so individuals will be able to, if they are hearing impaired, will be able to use that 988 line. You can text, you can call an individual who's expressing a crisis or just wants to talk to somebody or is just not feeling well and wants to talk to somebody. So they're trained counselors. If you're a family member or if you have a friend that you're worried about, you can call that 988 number.
It's so important for growers feeling stressed, anxious, or even suicidal to talk to someone.
We have several Farm and Ranch Stress grants that allow us to provide classes, sessions for farmers and their families, for people who work with farmers. We have all kinds of written resources. There's a really good website, Show Me Strong Farm Families, that has lots of good information on it. One of the grants that we have is a multi-state. There are 12 states are involved, and so we collaborate to bring the best of the best so that we can provide those to all individuals, farmers, ranchers, and their farm families.
The University of Missouri has several resources for farmers inside and outside of Missouri. For more information, go to extension.missouri.edu. Well, you can keep up with the latest from the world of agriculture by subscribing to the Tractors and Troubadours podcast from Rural Strong Media. Each week, I bring you agriculture industry newsmakers, hot button industry issues, educational features, and the best in traditional country music. The Tractors and Troubadours podcast can be found at ruralstrongmedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts. We also invite you to join us daily on Rural Strong Radio, our 24/7 streaming radio station found at ruralstrongmedia.com or on the Live 365 streaming radio app for your mobile device. Each day, we bring you our award-winning agriculture programming, as well as the best in traditional country music mixed in with a little bluegrass, western swing, southern rock, and inspirational music. Again, the place to find Rural Strong Radio is ruralstrongmedia.com or on the Live 365 streaming radio app. We're portable, so take us with you everywhere you go this harvest season. We'll get you through those long, challenging days this fall. And one more item of note, please follow the Rural Strong Media Facebook page and the Rural Strong Media YouTube channel. And join me this morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central for another Rural Strong live stream event. I'll be chatting with Case IH Lubricants' James Francis Chetty about Case IH #1 engine oil and other lubricants from Case IH. Again, that's today at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central on the Rural Strong Media Facebook page and YouTube channel. Well, I'll be back again tomorrow with another Rural Strong Morning Ag Report here on Steve Shetler Media. Make it a great day, everybody.